I think the first one is square root of 50, right?
Yeah.
That's the one we already did.
Yeah.
Let me show it to you both ways. You've got to really internalize this. A square root is looking for groups of two things. I prefer the first method. Because the biggest mistake I see is somebody will do this. Right? There you go. And if we do this method, I would do this. I would put everything on one line so you don't lose anybody. Right? Drop it down. Then I know it's this. This is what it is. But then I see somebody give me this. What? Because they're just guessing what goes where. Right? What goes on the outside? Why? Because there's two of them. Right? So that means I can do the square root of it. I can only do the square root of a number that has two numbers in it. So I see 2 5s, so I put a 5 out front, and the poor little 2 is left inside. Where are you at? What was the second? And now if I do it my way, I would just stop at the first step I did, because the square root of 25 is 5. That's why there's a 5 out front, because the root 25 is freaking 5, and root 2 is, I don't know. Maybe. So this method actually is easier to interpret. This one feels easier because you just kind of break it down no matter what. You just break it down, but then you're kind of confused about what to do at the end. So if you're not, do it this way, great. If you are, do it this way. So how do I do it this way? I don't divide by 2 or 3. I divide by 4, 9, 16, 25. Those numbers are ones that the square root can do something to. So of course that's what I'm going to try to divide by. What's the second one? Is that the 72?
72, yeah.
So if you do it this first method, you just start to break this sucker up. So there it is. Just drop it all the way down. What do you see 2 of? I see 2 3s, so there's 3. I see 2 2s, so there's times 2. Why times? Because everything's freaking times. Right? I'm breaking it up into factors. Timed. I like that. And what's left on the inside?
Root 2.
The poor little 2 that's extra then. He's only 1 2. He's got nobody to go with. I was trying to develop this idea of a square root is a certain level security prison. And you need 2 people to escape it. One of them dies on the way out. It's a little morbid. And a cube root would be a higher level security prison. You need 3 people. 2 of you die, and 1 of you gets out. That's a little morbid. It's a little morbid even for me. All right, I teach Game of Thrones math already. Or just everybody freaking dies. Cancel, kill, yeah. What's the third one?
120.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, this one, if you did it my way, 36 goes into it, so square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 2, I don't know, same answer. I like it. Let me see if you guys can do this. Has everybody got the first thing here? So watch. Even if you looked at this wrong, kind of wrong, square root of 72, if you looked at it 9 times 8, right? Square root of 9 is 3. Well, what's the square root of 8? I can do that further because it's square root of 4 times square root of 2. So it's sort of like reducing a fraction. Do you have to get it all the way down to the first? No, you can divide by 2 and then go, oh, you can divide by 2 again and again and again. So what's the square root of 4 times 3? Same answer, of course. Right? It's just like reducing a fraction. I don't have to do it in one big-ass step. I can do it in a few smaller steps. So if you got here, you're not done because root 8 can go further. Okay, I like it. So 120. So again, I think most of you guys kind of broke it up like this. Let me just cut to the chase a little bit. Gather 3. So you only see two whats? Two twos. So what do I put on the outside? A 2. And what's left inside? Which is 30. If you do it the other way, this is square root of 4 times square root of 30. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 30, I don't know. I'm done. Either way. How we doing? Yes?
Okay, so like, what's the reason why you can't use like 24 and 5? Is it because like they're both, like neither of them?
Oh yeah, totally. You can use 24 and 5, but it doesn't, yeah, like you're about to say. Mm-hmm. Neither one of them are square rootable. Mm-hmm. Remember when I did, I really want to make sure you understand the beautiful thing about this analogy. Remember this we did earlier? Why did I make it 25 plus 2 on the top? Because 25 is divisible by 5. So if I took this, is this true? Is this a true statement? Yes. Let me just make sure you guys understand the answer to that is yes. That is a true statement. But is this useful at all? No. The same thing. If it's true, that's great. But it's a square root. So you need something that's square rootable. This is divided by 5. I need something that's divisible by 5 for this thing to make sense. Do you guys get that? So if I have a cube root, I need to use cube rootable numbers, right, to break it up.
So one of the numbers has to be
Square rootable. If you do it that method 1. Method 2, I think people like method 2 because you guys don't remember your squares or you don't like thinking about them. I don't know. You just like to take a number, just start breaking it up. You know. But then there's mistakes that are made about what goes where. If I had a square root and I just start saying, does 4 go into it? Yes, cool. 4 goes into it. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 30, I don't know. Is 30? No, 30 is 3 times 5 times 2. I can't do shit with that. There's not 2 anythings. All right. What was the next one?
Square root of 80.
Okay. So this is a really good example of I could do multiple steps. Let me do the first method first. 8 times 10, for example. 2, 2, 2, 2, 5. So what do I see 2 of? I see 2 2s. I see another 2 2s, and then one poor little 5. Now, if I would have done this the other way, what goes into 80? That's square rootable.
16.
16, but let's say you didn't see that. 4 times 20, right? Square root of 4 is 2. Well, what goes into 20 is square rootable 4 again. Square root of 4 is 2 times 2 is 4, and this 5 stays inside. Either way works. The second method students tend to not like as much, but there's a lot less ambiguity to it. It's much more clear where the shit things are coming from. I'll let you do it either way, though. The fifth one, was that 33 or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is sort of like me saying factor 17. And like, I'm done. The minute you said that, I'm done, Jeff. It's freaking 17. What do you want from me? So here, 33 is 3 times 11. It's not 2 anythings in there. I'm done. Can't be simplified. It's sort of like me saying, simplify x plus y. I'm done. Done, dude. So x plus y. What was number 6?
64.
Yeah, that's one you should know. I just want you guys to realize we're not suddenly not able to do roots anymore. Right? I start to teach this and everybody starts to attack everything like this. I'm like, square root of 49 is 7. Stop trying to tear the thing apart. There's things you should know. Cube root of 64 we should know. By this point, it's 4, yeah. Done. All right. People start to tear it apart and they mess up and they get this weird, funky answer when it's just something you should know from our time with cubes. What was 7?
Cube root of 40.
Yeah. This is where I think a few of you guys started to really buy into my way of doing it. What's a cube rootable number? 8. 8 goes into 40. Yeah, 8 times 5. Cube root of 8 is 2. Cube root of 5 is, I don't freaking know. Now you could have done 4 times 10, 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. I see 3 2s, because it's a cube root. So out comes a 2, and there's only one poor little 5. Oh.
So if it's a cube root, then you look for
Groups of 3, exactly. Why can I do the cube root of 27? Because 27 is made up of 3 3s. I really want you to see I'm not changing the meaning. We're just looking at it in a little different way. If you want to do that method. And again, I'm not saying you have to do it this way. It's just that this way actually is a little bit less ambiguous. What was the next? 54? So I saw some people, let's see, doing this way, 6 times 9, 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. What do I see 3 of? 3 3s. So you can even do this. They all go away. One of them gets out. What's left inside? 2. Poor little 2's all by himself. Can't break out. 54 is 27 times 2. What's the cube root of 27? What's the cube root of 2? I don't know. Be really careful. It's a cube root. It can't suddenly change itself into a square root. You guys with me? Somebody's teaching something over there hard. Let's see. Oh, it's okay. You guys are fine. It's not an iPhone. This can actually handle some shit. That part of the video is going to be interesting. If you have an iPhone, I'm not sorry. You're a silly choice, but that's all right. Good luck to you. This has got Gorilla Glass on it. I keep testing it. All right, I can take this away. Let's see where we at. 9. What was 9? 80? 88? 88? Oh, yeah. I like this one. What obviously goes into 888? 8. This is the cube root of 8 times the cube root of 111. Now, 111 is interesting. Can anyone tell me a number that goes into 111? 1 plus 1 plus 1 is? So 3 goes into it. Do you remember that? If it adds up to a multiple of 3, then 3 goes in. If it adds up to a multiple of 9, then 9 goes in. It doesn't work like that way for every number. You guys remember us talking about that? Don't you? You should feel mad that you never heard about that shit until me, right? But some of you guys had heard of that, I think. Most of you guys, it seemed like you never heard of it. That's some stupid shit, right? They so desperately rely on calculators. They're like, we're going to free up the human mind so we can do... No, we should know shit like that. Sorry. Go off. So 3 goes into 111. Right? And here's how I do it. 3 goes into 99 33 times. That's 12 away. That's another 4, so it goes in there 37. So it's just 3 times 37. Can I do shit with that? With the cube root? No. So it's just going to stay there. What's the cube root of 8? 2. What's the cube root of 111? I don't know. Shabo.
So what was the point of finding it?
It's just to make sure that it's not doable. Right? I can't just stop and say it doesn't look like it. I got to actually show myself. Yeah, it's 3 and 37. There's not 3 anythings. But until I do it, I can't tell. Yeah.
So if you would have done like the other way,
Where are we at?
the same problem.
Oh, yeah. So this would have been disgusting. I don't know. If you do 8 times 111, then you get 2 times 2 times 2. Well, got it. Times 3 times 37, right? I see 3 2s. Pop. And I see this. Bam. I like it. And then the last one is just like number 5. What's 100 made of? 10 times 10. So 2 2s and 2 5s. Does it have 3 anythings? No. So another one that I'm done. All right, I love how angry people get sometimes. You can't do that. That's fantastic. Circle the shit. You don't have anything to do. You're done. Mow the lawn. He already did. This is awesome. I'm done. You want to get angry? Somebody mow the lawn already? Oh, I was supposed to do that. All right. Oh, man. I'm already out of time. This sucks so bad. Let me give you guys a practice test.
This Thursday.
Oh, that's right.